taught me to expect disappointment, and I didn't realize it fast. I slowly stopped expecting consistency, because heartbreak became our pattern at last. You taught me to expect disappointment instead of emotional safety. I learned how to prepare myself for sudden distance emotionally. I started lowering expectations just to protect my heart, because every time I trusted fully, something emotionally fell apart. I became emotionally cautious, even during good moments too, because happiness stopped feeling stable inside a relationship with you. And honestly, that changed me deeply. You taught me to expect disappointment, that's what hurts today. Love should never emotionally train someone to constantly prepare for pain. You taught me to expect disappointment, and now I know some people emotionally damage you without fully meaning to, though. But accidental pain still leaves damage. I stopped feeling emotionally relaxed, even during peaceful nights, because emotional inconsistency creates invisible anxiety inside. Now reassurance feels temporary, and calm feels emotionally fragile, because heartbreak repeated long enough can emotionally rewire survival. And I think mine got rewired too. You taught me to expect disappointment, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to relearn emotional peace without fear, constantly somehow. You taught me to expect disappointment, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak changes relationships, others change the way you emotionally move. And I know I changed because of you. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Love should never make you anxious about emotional stability constantly. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally trust peace again tonight. You taught me to expect disappointment, and I'm still unlearning that feeling. Your love changed depending on your mood, and I never felt emotionally safe. Some days you treated me like everything, other days emotionally far away. Your love changed depending on your mood, and that confused me deeply, because I never knew which version of you would emotionally speak to me. I started analyzing everything, your tone, your silence, your eyes, trying to emotionally prepare myself before another sudden emotional change arrived. I became emotionally anxious, even during peaceful nights, because inconsistency teaches your heart to expect emotional instability inside. And honestly, I lived inside that fear constantly. Your love changed depending on your mood. That's what exhausted me most. Loving someone emotionally unpredictable feels like emotionally loving a ghost. Your love changed should never emotionally confuse someone about where they emotionally stand. And I felt confused every single day. I stopped trusting happy moments because they disappear too fast. Every emotionally beautiful night started feeling temporary at last. I hated how emotionally careful I slowly became around you, because emotional inconsistency can quietly damage confidence too. And mine slowly disappeared beside you. Your love changed depending on your mood, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to relearn emotional calm without fear. Emotionally, somehow your love changed depending on your mood, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak destroys stability before emotionally destroying you. And I know it almost destroyed me too. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Real love should feel emotionally stable, not emotionally unpredictable constantly. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally breathe normally again tonight. Your love changed depending on your mood, and I'm finally admitting how much that hurt. I felt alone even next to you, and that broke me slowly. Being physically close to someone while emotionally lonely. I felt alone even next to you, and I tried hiding it first, because admitting emotional loneliness inside love somehow hurts worse. We stopped talking deeply, stopped emotionally connecting the same. Conversations became routine without emotional warmth remaining. I remember staring at you quietly, wondering where we disappeared. How two people could share the same space while emotionally feeling worlds apart in here. And I carried that loneliness silently. I felt alone even next to you. That's what damaged me most. Not losing you completely, but emotionally losing you while still close. I felt alone even next to you, and now I know emotional loneliness inside love feels colder than being alone. And I lived inside that coldness daily. I stopped expressing my feelings because emotional distance grew. Every vulnerable conversation started feeling emotionally rushed with you. So I learned to emotionally survive quietly, even when my heart felt empty inside, because some heartbreak begins emotionally long before official goodbyes arrive, and ours started long before the ending. I felt alone even next to you, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to relearn emotional closeness without emotional fear. Somehow I felt alone even next to you, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak teaches loneliness teaching you how to emotionally move, and I'm still learning how to move forward. Honestly, if this feels familiar, please remember this love should never leave you emotionally lonely while someone still holds you physically. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally feel alive again tonight. I felt alone even next to you, and I never want to feel that kind of loneliness again. You blame me for the damage you caused, and I believed it for too long. I kept apologizing emotionally for pain that was never fully mine all along. You blame me for the damage you caused, and that confused my mind deeply, because loving someone sincerely shouldn't emotionally destroy your self-worth completely. I kept questioning my reactions instead of questioning your actions, because emotional manipulation can slowly reshape emotional perception. You made me feel guilty for hurting, even when I was the one emotionally bleeding. And honestly, that kind of emotional pressure leaves invisible damage people rarely see. And I carried that invisible damage quietly. You blame me for the damage you caused. That's what broke my confidence most. I kept emotionally defending someone who emotionally hurt me the most. You blame me for the damage you caused, and now I know some people emotionally avoid accountability by emotionally shifting blame onto you. And I carried blame that never belonged to me. I became emotionally smaller, trying not to create more fights, silencing my own emotional pain just to emotionally survive nights. I stopped trusting my emotions, stop believing what I felt, because emotional manipulation can quietly disconnect you from yourself. And I think I lost myself inside that confusion. You blame me for the damage you caused, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to emotionally trust my feelings without guilt. Emotionally, somehow you blame me for the damage you caused, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak destroys emotional peace before emotionally exhausting you. And I know I was emotionally exhausted beside you. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Healthy love does not emotionally punish you for reacting to emotional pain. Honestly, now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally trust myself again tonight. You blame me for the damage you caused, and I finally stopped believing it. I became addicted to your temporary love, and I didn't notice it fast. I kept emotionally surviving on moments that were never built to last. I became addicted to your temporary love, to the highs between the pain, because Because emotional inconsistency can emotionally trap your brain. The way you love me sometimes felt emotionally beautiful enough to keep me emotionally attached, even during moments that became rough. I kept waiting for the good version of you to emotionally return again, ignoring emotional damage just to emotionally feel close again. And honestly, that addiction destroyed me slowly. I became addicted to your temporary love. That's what hurts the most. I emotionally stayed loyal to someone emotionally impossible to hold. I became addicted to your temporary love, and now I know some people emotionally give just enough to keep you emotionally hopeful. And I stayed emotionally hopeful too long. I confused emotional intensity with love and emotional chaos with passion, because heartbreak can emotionally blind people inside emotionally unhealthy attachments. I stopped emotionally trusting peace because emotional calm felt unfamiliar. My heart became emotionally conditioned to emotional confusion and emotional fear, and I think that changed me deeply. I became addicted to a temporary love, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to emotionally separate pain from emotional attachment somehow. I became addicted to your temporary love, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak becomes emotional dependency before emotionally consuming you. And I know it almost consumed me too. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Love should never emotionally addict you to emotional inconsistency constantly. I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally breathe peacefully again tonight. Became addicted to your temporary love, and I finally admitted how deeply it affected me. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me, and honestly that confuses me, because my heart still emotionally reaches for someone who emotionally damaged me deeply. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me every single night. I thought emotional distance would heal me, but some nights still emotionally hurt inside. I hate how emotional attachment works, how memories emotionally survive, even after heartbreak clearly proves certain love emotionally destroys your mind. I keep emotional remembering good moments while trying to forget the pain, because emotional attachment can emotionally trap your heart inside contradiction again. And honestly, living inside contradiction exhausts me. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me. That's what drains me most. Emotionally loving someone deeply who emotionally became a ghost. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me, and now I know some heartbreak emotionally lingers long after after someone lets go, and I still feel emotionally stuck inside it. I wish emotional healing felt faster. I wish emotional peace stayed longer. But heartbreak repeated enough times can emotionally make survival harder. I still emotionally replay conversations, still emotionally search for meaning, because emotional closure feels impossible when emotional attachment keeps breathing in mine. Still emotionally breathes tonight. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me, but I'm healing slowly too, trying to emotionally separate love from emotional damage caused by you. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak emotionally weakens you before emotionally rebuilding you. And maybe I'm rebuilding slowly now. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Missing someone emotionally doesn't mean they were emotionally good for you. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally rest tonight somehow. I'm tired of missing someone who hurt me, and I finally admitted how exhausted I really feel. I don't know how to love normally anymore, and honestly that scares me now. Heartbreak emotionally changed me more deeply than I realized somehow. I don't know how to love normally anymore, since everything we went through. Now emotional closeness feels dangerous, even when someone emotionally loves me too. I started emotionally protecting myself before attachment grows too deep, because emotional survival feels safer than emotionally believing. I stopped emotionally trusting promises, stopped emotionally expecting people to stay, because heartbreak emotionally taught me how quickly emotional safety fades away. And honestly, that lesson changed me deeply. I don't know how to love normally anymore. That's what hurts the most. I emotionally miss the version of me who emotionally loved without fear or emotional walls this close. I don't know how to love normally anymore. Now I know some heartbreak emotionally damages you long after someone emotionally goes, and I still carry emotional damage from you. Now I emotionally overthink kindness, emotionally question peaceful love, because emotional chaos became familiar after emotionally surviving us. I hate how emotionally distant I slowly became from myself, because emotional trauma can quietly emotionally reshape your mental health. And I know mine emotionally changed beside you. I don't know how to love normally anymore, but I'm healing slowly now, trying to emotionally reconnect with peace without emotional fear somehow. I don't know how to love normally anymore, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak emotionally hardens you before emotionally rebuilding you. Maybe I'm rebuilding slowly now. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Heartbreak can emotionally change people before emotional healing finally begins. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally trust love again. Tonight I don't know how to love normally anymore, and I finally admitted how deeply heartbreak changed me. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, even when I try to hide it. I thought emotional healing was happening, until reality emotionally reminded me of it. Seeing you happy without me still hurts more than I emotionally expected, because part of me still emotionally remembers the future I emotionally connected to you with. I saw you smile in a picture and emotionally froze inside, while everyone else emotionally moved forward. Part of me still emotionally stayed behind. I hate emotionally comparing healing, but heartbreak emotionally makes you do that, especially when the person who hurt you looks emotionally untouched looking back. And honestly, that realization crushed me quietly. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, that's the truth I carry tonight. I emotionally wanted peace for you, but emotionally not like this, not this fast, not this right. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, and now I know some heartbreak emotionally lingers, even after emotionally letting go. And maybe I never fully emotionally let go. I still emotionally replay memories, still emotionally revisit old nights, because emotional attachment survives long after emotional goodbyes. I wish emotional healing felt cleaner, less emotionally complicated inside, but heartbreak emotionally leaves pieces that emotionally continue to survive. And I still emotionally carry those pieces tonight. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, but I'm healing slowly too, trying to emotionally accept reality without emotionally destroying myself over you. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak emotionally awakens you before emotionally strengthening you. And maybe I'm becoming stronger slowly now. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Healing emotionally doesn't mean pain disappears instantly. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally breathe through this night again. Seeing you happy without me still hurts, and I finally admitted that honestly. I pretend I'm fine, better than before, and honestly that scares me. People emotionally believe my smile now, while heartbreak still emotion really lives inside me. I pretend I'm fine, better than before, because emotional survival taught me how to emotionally hide pain quietly without emotionally breaking down. I learned how to emotionally function, even during emotionally difficult nights, because life emotionally keeps moving, even when your heart emotionally struggles inside. Nobody emotionally notices sadness easily when sadness emotionally becomes quiet. Some people emotionally suffer silently without emotionally describing it, and I became emotionally silent too often. I pretend I'm fine, better than before. That's the truth I carry now. I emotionally mastered hiding heartbreak, even when emotionally exhausted somehow. I pretend I'm fine, better than before. Now I know some heartbreak emotionally changes people into emotional actors slowly, and I emotionally became one too. I still emotionally miss you sometimes, still emotionally replay old nights, but emotional honesty feels dangerous after emotionally surviving this kind of heartbreak life. I hate emotionally carrying memories that emotionally refuse to disappear, because emotional attachment repeated long enough can emotionally reshape emotional fear. And I know emotional fear lives inside me now. I pretend I'm fine, better than before, but I'm healing slowly too, trying to emotionally stop performing strength when emotionally hurting because of you. I pretend I'm fine, better than before, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak emotionally teaches survival before emotionally teaching truth to you. And maybe I'm finally learning emotional truth tonight. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Looking emotionally okay doesn't mean someone emotionally healed completely. Now I'm standing in the silence, trying to emotionally rest honestly tonight. I pretend I'm fine, better than before, and I finally admitted how tired I really feel. I finally accepted you were never mine completely, and somehow that truth emotionally freed me. I spent so long emotionally fighting reality, while heartbreak emotionally slowly changed me deeply. I finally accepted you were never mine completely. Even during our best days, part of you emotionally stayed distant in quiet, invisible ways. I kept emotionally blaming myself for emotional gaps I could never repair, but emotional distance already existed long before I emotionally noticed it there. I wanted emotional forever with you, while you emotionally stayed halfway. And honestly, loving someone halfway emotionally destroys people slowly every day, and I emotionally survived that destruction quietly. I finally accepted you were never mine completely. That's what emotionally changed tonight. Not because emotional love disappeared, but because emotional truth finally came into light. I finally accepted you were never mine completely, and now I know some people emotionally stay beside you with without emotionally fully staying though. And maybe you emotionally live that way too. I still emotionally care in certain ways, still emotionally miss parts of you, but emotional acceptance feels different now. From emotionally needing you, the memories emotionally feel softer, less emotionally painful tonight. Like my heart emotionally stopped fighting a battle it could never emotionally make right. And maybe emotional peace starts there. I finally accepted you were never mine completely, but I survived it too. Some heartbreak emotionally breaks illusions before emotionally building you. And maybe emotionally rebuilding slowly now. If this feels familiar, please remember this. Sometimes emotional healing begins when emotional truth is finally accepted honestly. Now I'm standing in the silence, feeling emotionally calmer tonight. Somehow I finally accepted you were never mine completely. And I finally stopped emotionally fighting